Hey everyone, another short video. Just got back, a little tired. Oh, I do believe we have. Oh, you get it? Yeah, yeah. No. Sadness. True sadness. I didn't get it. Anyway, what I actually wanted to talk about was not the fact that sometimes I don't catch Pokemon. There are other things that don't work out super well in society, but we are sometimes too ideologically focused to admit that. And that's actually not supremely functional. We're just kind of very partisan about, oh, the free market and corporations, or, oh, government. And I think actually we're missing the point. There are some things that the government is actually very preeminently good at because of its natural structure, but there's also some things that, because of that same structure, it is very bad at. And so when we ask it to do those things, we are asking sort of the wrong entity for the wrong task. And what I mean is, government is sort of given a lot of power, it's given a lot of resources, and then it must deliberate over how to best steward that monumental power and resources. And that means that, like, when it works best, it has time, it has, qualified people to make these sort of decisions, and it has the public trust. When in a optimal situation. This is not always the case, as we everyone who's watching is just like, wait, hold on, I don't always trust the government. Also, the people who are in government don't exactly not qualified to be there often. And yeah, but if it were in the right situation, then this is how government should operate. Caveat. And but that also means that it's like a behemoth moving very slowly, because if it moves badly, then it can squash people. It can squash, and literally, right, when the new highway initiative was made, and new highways were being made, they cut right through neighborhoods of Black and Latino and immigrant and just anyone who was brown, pretty much was, like, disregarded, and those neighborhoods were destroyed regardless of how how good those neighborhoods were. So it wasn't like, oh, these are crime-ridden neighborhoods, therefore we should get rid of them. Even if they were, very well-off neighborhoods that were doing well, they were still destroyed in the name of, public works. Geez, the lighting is for some reason really bad. I don't know what's going on right there. But, that's sort of why we have to consider what government does, and government needs to sort of, like, make the right calls at the beginning, in the middle, and in the end, otherwise people will suffer. The behemoth needs to be steered correctly. And, corporations, on the other hand, have far less resources, but are far more agile and far more responsive to certain pressures. But those pressures aren't constant, and the feedback that they sort of intake isn't the same that the government intakes. The government intakes feedback that's more based on, selective pressures of governing, like staying in office. Whereas, companies are much more, based on, like, the market, or, who's in charge of the company, or how they keep their own seat, or the board of directors, or, those sort of things. So, both are suited for different things. Companies are much more suited towards rollouts, getting, boots on the ground for smaller projects, innovating and sort of using established tech towards something. Companies are not great at, inventing from scratch something. That's why they often have to lean on and use research that was made by the government or universities, and then modify and use that, and then bring it to its final culmination into a product. That is something that companies are very good at, and, Uh, that's something that they've done time and time again, and that's. I know sometimes people are very cynical, like, oh, hey, we paid for that research. Why don't we get any money out of this? Well, yes, that's true, but on the other hand, the amount of effort that it takes to take something that's from research settings to a final product is quite large, quite difficult. So, I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt for how difficult it is to, make these or any other product. But also that if we are bitterly partisan over, corporations in the free market or government and insist on shoving one or the other into everything, we are asking for more fights, more malfunction, and nothing gets done. And I see that a lot, and it's not helpful. And I think it's, we believe in ideologies, we believe in sort of like, what we believe to be right. And, both sides have particular abuses that are endemic to them. So if we want more equitable results from both, we have to sort of understand both as structures and then understand how both can be improved and understand, both of them as systems and sort of their weaknesses, their strong suits, and so on. But not insist that, one does everything. Otherwise, we're really not going to make very much progress. I don't know. I feel that there's been a lot of very high ideology talk and very little pragmatic solution making. At least that's what I constantly hear in discussions, in the news, and on Capitol Hill, and it's just more than just kind of making me queasy and kind of disgusting and just fully just sleazeball hell. It is also unproductive and kind of very far, actually, from just regular people who kind of like, work at either, in a government office or work under a corporation or work for a nonprofit, and they have some sense of like how these things work, and that they can tell when someone is kind of like going highfalutin and kind of leaving the ground. Yeah, that's all I got for this particular piece of the pensieve. I will see you all later. I do hope that it will be under better circumstances. I hope you are all safe and well, and that you continue to stay safe and well. Bye.